So retention. So this is what I'm all about. When I turn around restaurants in the corporate world and even with independent restaurant owners, I tell them this is what you want to focus on, customer retention. This is what you want to focus on, customer retention. I get so many restaurant owners who are like, I want to help marketing, right? Marketing? Okay, I need marketing? No, you need customer retention. Okay, and I want you to think about it like this. All right, you have a boat and you come out to the dock and all of a sudden your boat is underwater, it's sinking. And you have two guys come up to you, right? And they both want to help you fix your boat. And one guy says, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll take a bucket and I'll scoop out all the water. And this guy says, I'll go in, I'll find the leak, I'll fix the leak, and then I'll show you how to never get a leak again. But it's gonna take some time. And this guy's gonna say, yeah, but do you wanna ride your boat today? Because I can fix it right now. And this guy says, well, yeah, but the leak's gonna get worse, and this guy's not gonna be able to keep the water out with just one bucket. Yeah, well then you just hire more of me, but we'll remove the water faster. What guy would you pick to fix your boat in that situation? Okay, the answer's obvious. Yes, you're picking this guy. That's the point I'm trying to make. You need to fix the hole in the boat first before you try and make your boat faster. And a lot of people say, well, I have good customer retention. And I go, why? Well, I have a good staff. I see my regulars all the time. I have toast and it tells me all these people are coming back. Well, that's great, but the problem is that's not really an accurate way to measure your customer retention. The most accurate way to measure it is through sales. How many people are walking in the door? Your sales going up? Your sales going down? That's the whole point of customer retention. If you're really doing it right, if you're executing it right, first of all, you need good product. You have to have good food and good drinks. You have to have good ambiance. If you have those two things, then a consistent hospitality experience will get you ultimate customer retention. A 5% increase in customer retention yields about a 25% increase in profits. That's on average as a statistic. 5%, if you're a restaurant owner, you know that's hard. Raising your customer retention rate 5% is hard. Not your customer base, your customer retention base. But it's hard because people have the wrong mindset. Restaurant owners have that mindset. If my guest walks in the door and then they eat and they have a really good service and they leave, hopefully they'll come back. I hope they come back. Or you have every staff member, okay, this is all of your staff, saying our goal is to get the customer to come back. So as soon as he walks in and he eats, the whole staff members are constantly doing strategic things through systems to get the guests to come back. By making their experience so amazing, exceeding their expectations through hospitality, that's a whole different ballpark. That's gonna get people to come back more than just hoping they do. When you're strategically putting things in place to get them to come back, when every step of service, every single step of service from every employee has intent on getting them to come back and be loyal guests, everyone has that mindset, it changes everything completely than just like, let's just give them really good service and then hope they come back. Be really nice. If they ask for something, give it to them. I mean, I can get that anywhere. That's so common, okay? So remember these numbers. Now, what if you can get that number up, instead of 5%, what if you can do 15%? What if you can do 25%? You can, I've seen it done, it's possible, but you have to have this mentality. You have to have this work ethic and you have to have this drive. But then you can do this. Why is Cheesecake Factory a $2 billion company? Because they do this. Why is Chick-fil-A an $18 billion company? $18 billion, because they do this. They focus on this. Another number I want you to look at, repeat customers spend on average 67% more because they feel more comfortable. They know what they're gonna get. They trust the product, they're willing to order more, they're willing to stay longer. So they, on average, they order 67%. Let's say that's 40% more. Let's say it's 30% more. Let's say it's half of that. Is that what you want? Yeah, of course. That's why you want repeat customers. That's why you want to focus on customer retention, not hope for it. Focus on it, because that's the fastest way to success. So this is where I see a lot of restaurants miss the mark too. And this is a big part of consistency, company culture. It all ties in together with all that stuff. And of course, customer retention and then sales. It all ties into training. Don't take this lightheartedly. Okay, let's just say I follow the best servers. You have 5 servers that are just, you know they're great servers. Okay, cool, I'll follow them around. But guess what? They're all gonna give me different instructions because they all have their ways of serving. So I'm gonna write down their hodgepodge of ways to serve, and then I'll come up with my own that I feel is consistent. Now, if you have that going on, how can people possibly get consistent hospitality? They might get consistently good service, sure, that's great, but that's not gonna take you to the next level. That's not gonna put you ahead of the pack. Sales will start slowing, you don't understand why. There's good service, there's good food, good location. Why am I not getting better business? Why am I not getting better numbers? It's because you're not giving someone consistency. So all it takes is that one bad experience and they're never coming back. And that's what you're gonna get when you have training like that. It's inevitable. Develop the training ahead of time. Make it consistent. Show the staff that you're taking it serious. Put it into systems so it's consistent. and then watch the profits grow. That's how it's gonna work. Watch your company culture grow. Well, the way I do training, I always believe in this 110% because I've evaluated so many manuals and training guides and trainings. Minimalism. Always think minimalism. Perfection is attained not when there's nothing more to add, but when there's nothing more to take away. So, in other words, the perfect manual, the perfect training manual is something you present to someone, teach them to perform on a high level in your restaurant with the most minimal information possible. Here's what you want to do. When you're training someone, you want to give them all the tools they need to succeed and nothing more. And that's what I see restaurants do. They do two things. Either their training manual is a phone book or they don't have one. Of course you need a training manual. Absolutely. Have to have one. How are you gonna be consistent with that one? Having a phone book is also ridiculous. Having every recipe from every dish in the restaurant is not necessary for a food server to have. Hostess doesn't need to see every recipe for the bar to have, and people think, well, it's good for them to know. Yes, it's good for them to know, but they're not gonna learn that way. Okay, so first of all, you always wanna start with the mission statement. A lot of restaurants don't do this. What is your goal? Why are you doing it? Okay, and then I would make all my staff memorize that, and then I'd have it on the wall in the kitchen so they see it every day. Create at least 4 core values: integrity, responsibility, whatever you want those 4 core values to be, create them, have them in the training manual, have them on the wall, have them reciting it during the pre-shift. The story of why. Why is your restaurant open? Why did you do it? What is your why? Why are you here? Are you here just to make money? I doubt it. Usually there's a little bit more than that. So tell the story of why so they can share that with their tables. It creates a personal touch with the audience and with your staff. So they feel more of a personal connection with the restaurant. And then with food and drinks, keep it simple. The food and drinks, they just need to know what ingredients are in it, and I mean the basics. They don't need to know that salt and pepper's in it. That's just not necessary. What they need to know is the key ingredients and then how to sell it. What short, sexy way do they need to sell it? And the hospitality experience, right? So you're gonna put the hospitality experience with the map and their roles in there, and it's gonna be more detailed than before. So it's gonna be like a server, and here's your touch points. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. This is what we want you to do. Here's the steps of service, right? You have to hit those. You have to hit steps of service. That's necessary to get through a meal. But each steps of service, we do it different this way. So that's what makes us special. We add all these things into the steps of service to make it more personable, more connected. Okay? You want to teach them how to be the best at what they are, make a personal connection. And then always get a win. This is huge. Always get a win. What does that mean? So I went to a Calo, which is a Mexican restaurant in Costa Mesa. I ordered the carnitas, and the carnitas came with a special salsa, and it was amazing. It was way better than the chips and salsa. I don't know what kind of salsa it was different. And I kept asking the server for it. I'm like, oh my God, I love the salsa. And she was super nice about it. I asked her for a box of the carnitas. When she brought the box, she brought me a big to-go container of the salsa and a side of chips. And she said, I know you love the salsa, so I brought you an extra side to go. I want you to enjoy it. I like to put it on my eggs, but however you want to enjoy it. And I was blown away. That was a win. I didn't have to ask for anything. She anticipated it. That's a win. You do something without them expecting it, which would be exceeding their expectations. Guess what? I'm a customer for life now. I've told a million people that story. I wrote a 5-star review on it. Like, that's what that does. All she had to do was be forward thinking. She saw that I liked something. She went out of her way to accommodate me, to make me feel special, to make me feel heard. So you want to always get a win, encourage wins in your restaurant. So in your shift meeting, you should say, hey, did anybody get a win recently? Who got a win? How'd you get a win? Nice. How do you plan on getting a win? When's the last time you got a win? Tell me about that win. When people start talking about it, now they're encouraged to do it. Oh man, the pre-shift, they're gonna bring it up. I better have a story. So now they're encouraged to do it. It gets gamified. Then you can have competitions, write ideas, have a list where they wrote ideas. Now you have servers that are trained badasses that have a list of wins that they can just drop at any table. Now it's almost any person, they can figure out how to get them a win. And now imagine every table they did what I did and they leave a 5-star review. Imagine that, how fast your 5-star reviews would jump, how many more people are coming in because other people are talking about your restaurant. And then this is huge, set clear expectations in training. So your trainers who are trained are gonna set those clear expectations, like never drink, make sure the forks go on the right. The managers take that serious. They will write you up, put the forks on the right. Make sure you show up on time. If you're 5 minutes late, if you're 1 minute late, you will get written up. I promise you. Don't show up late. I don't show up late. You don't show up late. Nobody shows up late. Make sure you put the protein facing the guests every time. They don't play around with that. I've seen people get fired over that. Now, that seems harsh, right? And intense. But if you start telling me all that, now I know the expectations. Now I know these aren't options. Okay? And I'll take them serious. If you present things as options, people will take the easiest option. So human nature. You want to work with professionals and you want to elevate your staff. This is how you elevate them. This is how you train them. You give them value because you're making them better at their job. So spot quiz them, have them share wins. You share wins as an owner or leadership, 5-star reviews, ask staff if they have any recent wins at their tables, discuss losses, discuss bad reviews, discuss bad emails. How do we avoid this? And then ask the staff what they think and what they need. What do you guys need? Are we out of anything? Anything frustrating? You guys talk to me, speak up. I want to hear, I want to fix it. Make them feel comfortable to air their grievances, and they will. And it'll help you because you'll understand them better. Don't separate the pre-shifts. Don't have a bar pre-shift over here and a kitchen pre-shift in the back and the servers have everyone together and give that pre-shift together. Have the floor manager give the pre-shift and then the kitchen manager give the kitchen people the pre-shift in front of the rest of the staff so they can hear what's going on. That makes them a cohesive team. That makes them feel a part of and connected, and that's important. Don't separate your team like that. And remember, this is all mindset shift. Mindset shift. We're switching our mindset to becoming a professional, structured, consistent culture that's going to elevate your staff, empower them, and make them better.